In this tutorial, we're going to start dealing with splines, but before I jump into that, you'll notice that I have a scene that's set up here with what is a reference plane inside it. If I click on my view cube and orbit around, you'll see there's a polygon out here. It has reference on it. I can't click on it. In my front view, it's perfectly lined up here so that it's centered with the base at 0. All right? And so for a number of my tutorials, I'm going to provide you with reference like this. So how do you get a max scene like this with an image and get it in place? Well, I'm going to come over here and go to, let's close some of these tabs I got. So here I am, I'm on this specific assignment, and you'll see that there's a tutorial, there's an example of what I want you to turn in, and then over here there's a spline lathe.zip. I'm going to hold Control on my keyboard. On my keyboard, it's the bottom leftmost button. It says CTRL. I'm going to click on Spline Lathe. That pops open a new tab. I'm going to go to that tab. And what I want to do here is I want to find this button, the one that says Download. I'm going to click on Download. So that starts a download. The file downloads. In this case, it's going to go relatively quick. I'm going to click on the Show All button, and that's going to show me all the downloads I have. You may have more. What I've done here is specifically gone in and cleared all mine out so that you can just focus here on the spline lathe. So I'm going to click Show in Folder, and that pops open another folder, which is my downloads. And there you see spline lathe is sitting right inside there. Now this is a zip file. What we need to do is get the information out of it. So what I'm going to do is next I'm going to navigate to the location on my computer where I'm keeping all of my work files. So if I right click down here and go to Documents, inside of my Documents, I have my 3ds Max 2021 folder. I'm going to go in there. I'm going to go into Scenes. And now inside this folder, I have a subfolder where I've gone through and organized my work. If I back out, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drag that spline lathe into that location. And now I'm going to right click on it and say Extract All. And I'm just going to go with the defaults here and say Extract. Now that pops open a window showing you where it is. If I close that, you can see that now there's that spline lathe folder. So I can take this .zip file and delete it. I don't need that anymore. And now when I go into spline lathe, there's an extra folder in there. You could reorganize that by dragging that up if you want, and then just deleting the one so it's more up at the root and it's less nested. But there you go. Now you'll see inside there I have two files, spline lathe and ref lathe. And so basically, as long as you keep the reference in the same folder as the max file, every time you open up the max file, it will find that. What I can do from here is I can click in this path window, right click and copy that, and then say File, Open, and paste that path in here. And then it navigates, Max will navigate me directly to that location. I can say Open, and now it finds that scene with that reference directly inside of it. So I will save this chunk off as a separate tutorial so that you have that in for access for the future, because that'll work for any of the many tutorials I have that utilize zip files.